I am beyond thrilled to be here and to be part of Shaker and to be teaching at this wonderful school. And I am ecstatic and overjoyed to present to you our trip to Spain for next year for spring break. So the purpose of tonight's meeting, I want to give you an overview of the trip, give you a tentative itinerary of where we're going, tell you how to register, and really to just put your mind at ease and let you know about our philosophy and our process and why we travel and why we think it's important and why we value the experience. So first thing I want to say is a lot of work has gone into this presentation. We're working to provide a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for you and for your children and for the students. We believe in the power of music to bring people together across cultures. We believe in these international tours, we believe in these international tours as a direct extension of what we do in the classroom. But you must understand that everything you're going to see tonight is tentative, and it may change, and in fact, certain things will change, because everything we set up on these trips, we do so, everything is in the best interest and the needs of our students. So just keep that in mind as we go through, that there will be changes. So a little bit about our philosophy. Shaker Heights community and Shaker Heights School District and administration supports international travel. We have a long history and tradition of international travel here in Shaker, with the band, with the orchestra, with the choir, with all of the other student groups at our school. As I said, we think when we go on these trips, this is sort of the epitome of the educational experience. We're leaving the Shaker classroom and we're entering the global classroom. It's quite amazing. This is a performance tour and an educational tour. We have first-class sightseeing, amazing historical and cultural connections. But one thing, anybody can travel to Spain. Anybody can travel there, but only a select few can perform a concert at the Royal Palace in Madrid. Only a few can perform at the ancient Roman aqueduct in Segovia. The performances will last a lifetime, the memories. So, we talked about this is an educational and a performance tour. The Shaker bands have been all over the globe. As you saw when you walked in, you saw pictures of several of the places that we've been. We've been to Germany, we've been to France, we've been to Italy, we've been to China, and most recently, Istanbul, Turkey. You're in good hands. All of the directors and the staff have extensive experience with international travel. Mr. Hughes is here. Mr. Hughes has been on several tours with the Shaker bands. Mr. Clemens, he's been on several tours. Mr. Piccaro. We even have Mr. Deep here. They've all been on many, many tours with the bands. We also have from our administration building, Dr. Bernice Stokes, our assistant superintendent. And her office is responsible for setting up many of the policies and procedures and much of the logistics that go into these trips. Many of you know, and some of you probably don't know, in addition to my work here at Shaker Heights, I also work with the Cleveland Youth Wind Symphony at the Cleveland Institute of Music. Through that organization, we travel internationally every 2 years. I've taken bands to New Zealand and Australia. I've taken bands to Poland and Hungary, to Spain, to Italy, all over the globe. So you're in really good hands. I want to put your minds at ease. This trip, everything that we do, safety is our #1 top priority. So I want to tell you a little bit about our process and how the trip comes to life. So the first thing we do is we form several committees. We form a student committee, we form a parent committee, and we form an administration committee. And we meet and we discuss. We've been meeting since December of last year before winter break, and sort of just coming up with what are the criteria that are really important to us when we travel. So our top priorities are flights. In the past, we've traditionally taken as many as 250, sometimes almost 300 people finding enough airspace for a group our size is probably our biggest challenge. Also, we need an airport or airports that can support our group, that can get that many people in and out on the same day. Hotels, we need to have adequate hotel space, ground transportation. Everywhere we go, we have professional local tour guides. The concert venues. We want to make sure that the concert venues and the performances are absolutely first-class, top-notch. Sightseeing experiences with historical and cultural connections, and good value in tour pricing. We want you to get a lot for your money. These are all the things that are important to us. All of these priorities will be reviewed. Another thing, part of our process, is our committees meet, and as we determine our needs and what fits our criteria, we'll then go on a site inspection tour. Myself and Mr. Hughes, along with our tour director, Jeff Goldsmith, we'll go to Spain and we'll visit all of these places. We'll set up the hotels. We'll set up the concert venues. We're not going to take the students anywhere that we haven't been to ourselves. We want to make sure that everywhere we go is absolutely safe and secure and just a great experience for everyone. So that's a little bit about our process. So I want to introduce our tour director, Jeff Goldsmith. Flew in all the way from Minneapolis, Minnesota today just to be here. Jeff has been involved with the Shaker Heights High School music performance groups for about 15 years now, right? Close to 15 years. Most recently, his company, Grand Tours, directed the trip for the orchestra and the choir to Hungary, to Budapest and to Austria, right? You guys went to Salzburg and Vienna. It was an amazing trip. Jeff and I have known each other for about 10 years. We've used him with the Cleveland Youth Wind Symphony exclusively. Jeff, in my opinion, he is the best in the business. He's a former band director, which means he knows exactly what we need for large performing groups. And he can help navigate us through the complicated airport and how to get enough seats on the flights and how to get just an awesome tour. So Jeff is going to take us through a little bit of the itinerary.
Thank you very much, Mr. Crane.